welcome to the You Can Travel To channel. It's a new channel that I'm starting to kind of go along with the blog and the Facebook page that I've been working on for a little bit. Most of you know me so far. As we get some new people, you probably don't, so just let me go ahead and introduce myself in case you don't know me. My name is Kelly, and so basically I started this whole new travel agent adventure. Don't go away yet, I promise. It gets more exciting. Just because this is what I love to do. So it's kind of what I'm doing right now. We're going to see how it goes. But I have gotten a lot of questions over the last week or so from people in messages and other means about flying. Apparently that seems to be what's kind of first and foremost on people's minds right now with travel. It's a little scary for some. I got to admit it's scary for me sometimes, but with some of these hacks that I've learned along the way, flying a lot here recently, I have kind of saved myself a little bit of stress and a little bit of money. So I'm going to explain that here in a minute, how that works. I am a budget traveler. So if you guys do need my services and you get a hold of me to help you plan a trip, I'm going to try to find you the best price I can. Not knocking anybody who doesn't. I just know that that's what I would want for me. I know a lot of us have families. A lot of us have things we're doing. So, you know, travel's for everyone, in my opinion. You can travel too. Remember that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Really great tips on the TSA website. You want to go to tsa.gov. That's going to give you some of the new rules and regulations. And I got to tell you, I was really surprised about this. They're kind of funny. When you look at some things that you are allowed to take with you and things that you aren't, there's some things on the list like lightsabers, Harry Potter wands, and they make little jokes. It's actually great. I was very pleasantly surprised. So I'm just going to kind of start out with some of the domestic travel things. Biggest thing is liquids. If you haven't flown in a while, this is definitely something that you're going to want to pay attention to. I have started flying again recently. I flew a lot more when I was younger, and here in the past 2 years, that's kind of when I started flying. So this new TSA requirement was something that was new to me when I flew a couple years ago. So they have a rule, and it is called the 3-1-1 rule. And basically what that is 3 ounces, or 3.4 to be exact. 3 ounces, 1 bag, 1 per person. So basically what that means is everything that you put into this bag has to fit. If you travel with makeup, those can be considered liquids. Any paste, so lipsticks, toothpaste, eyeliner, even if it's not the liquid eyeliner, even if it's just, you know, the cream kind. All of those things have to be able to fit in this bag, so just be aware. This is if you are, these are things that you're taking on your carry-on. Now, obviously, if you're going to want to take a big bag that you're going to check, you know, then you can look at the requirements for that. But basically what this whole segment and what this video is about is I just kind of want to teach you how you might be able to save some money on your baggage. Okay, so we're going to assume right now that you need to pack all of your liquids with you and you're not going to check anything, you know, you're not going to check a bag. So here are a couple of things. These are the bag sizes, so you can go get reusable bags. You can do quart size Ziploc bags, which, I mean, they're reusable too. So these ones that I'm going to show you, they're a little worse for wear because they've been well used. This one is about the size that you can get normally when you go to the store, whatever store you like to go to, and you buy the little plastic bottles. This is what they're going to come in. You can use this. This is about a quart size. But remember, everything has to fit in there and it has to close. You know, if you don't want to go the fancy route and you've got some Ziploc bags laying around, you can use these. These work just as well. As you can see, this one is even slightly bigger than the other one. So, you know, you don't have to go fancy. If you want to go fancy, you can. They do have to be clear, I believe, though. So clear bag, however you want that to be, got to be see-through, just as long as it closes. So there's that. And you can take a lot more things on there than people give you credit for. A lot of people don't think that you can take razors. You can actually take razors as long as they're not the straight blades. So you can take things like this. This is just a plain old disposable razor, you know, what you can buy for $1 at the dollar store. You can take this with you. Actually, this is the one that I took with me from the last time I traveled. Or if you want to go a little fancier, say you've got one of these at home that you like to use that has the removable blades, you can use these. You just have to make sure that you know, it is a removable safety blade and it's not a straight razor. Those will not be allowed. Any other sharp objects like box cutters and things like that, can't take those either. So you know, just make sure that you're within the requirements for what you need to travel. Simple. So TSA.gov, it's going to give you a lot of information about what you can and cannot take. You can take a lightsaber. Who knew? One of the other things that people get confused on with this. So, you know, excuse my ratty bottles because I've got a lot of them. So this, obviously, too big. You can't fit it in the bag. It's, you know, originally 8 ounces. And you might think, okay, well, there's only about 3 ounces left in here because, you know, it's less than, excuse me, half full, half empty. However you want to put that in there. You can't take this. So even though it is less than the amount that they're saying, it has to be in a bottle that is made for 3.4 ounces or less. So, you know, again, this would be an example of something that you would be able to check in a checked bag, but not if you're going to take it on your carry-on. Now this, you can take this. This is 3.2. It's going to take up a lot of space in your bag. But if this is something that you want to, you know, not this in particular, but if you're wanting to take a bottle of, you know, perfume or whatever, you can. If it's, you know, this size, fits in the bag like so. You can still get it zipped. You can still get other things in there. So that's completely fine. But I wouldn't recommend this. And the reason I wouldn't recommend this is because it may seem like this is a lot, especially for those of us that wear makeup. And you got all that stuff you got to put in there. You're not going to have a lot of room left over. They do make some little spray bottles that are smaller than that can fit in there better. I would definitely recommend those. This also applies to shampoo, other types of liquids. You can't take the big bottle in your carry-on. Has to fit. You got to fit it into a smaller container. But, I mean, it's easy. Once you get those things together, you would be surprised at how much you can fit in there once you know how to pack it. I've learned a couple different things over the last couple months being in airports. Funky shirts. Let's talk about those. I had one that had some little details, kind of like this one, but it was little rings. I didn't go through security very well. I got pulled aside. They had to touch all of them, make sure it was okay. I didn't think about that. So if you like to dress up when you travel, keep that in mind. If you've got funky little details on your shirt or something like that, it might take a little extra time to get through security. Not saying that you can't get through, because I did, but it's going to take a little while. Also, hairstyles. Anybody that knows me knows that I have a lot of hair. You can kind of tell by looking at this mess on the top of my head right now. I've got a lot of hair. And I live in the South, and it is summer, and it's hot. So my hair is up on my head like this a lot. You can see my little messy bun right here. If you have a lot of hair and you like to pile your hair on top of your head, like I do, they're probably going to go through it. So if it's messy, you really don't have much to worry about. Take it out, put it back up. It's going to look about the same. Mine is a glorious mess all of the time. But they may go through your bun. She was great when I was going through airport security. She wanted to frisk my bun, her words, not mine. And she stuck her fingers in it and looked all in there, made sure there was nothing that I was hiding in there. Because, I mean, let's face it, I could hide a small child in there. No one's going to know. So be prepared. So as far as those types of things go, those are some things you can take. Another thing, even if you've got a little bottle like this, or something that has aerosols in it, this is a no-no, because this is pressurized. As you know, cabins, they pressurize them. There's a lot of stuff going on in there. You can't take things like this with you. So if it's really important for you to take hair products and other things like that that might be pressurized like this, you're probably going to have to check them. But I'm going to, just in my opinion and some of the things that I've learned, if you can fit your stuff without having to check it, that's great. That's really a really good way to go. So it's still going to save you money if you get to your destination and you buy some things like that. It may seem a little wasteful, I guess, because, why buy one of those big things? And I guess it just depends on how long you're going. One of the things that I have done in the past is when I've bought something like that I wasn't able to take with me. I know it seems kind of silly, but I've just asked around if someone else would like to have it, so that way it doesn't go to waste and I'm not throwing it in the trash and being wasteful. I was actually surprised. There was somebody who had almost brand new hair products, and they took them from me. That was in New Orleans a few years ago. So that is one of the things that I would definitely suggest, because it's going to be cheaper for you to buy something at your destination than it is to have to pay to check a bag, because that can get very, very costly very quickly. So depending on where you're going and how long you're going, if you would like to try to just pack a personal item, that's gonna kind of help you cut on costs also. A lot of domestic flights will allow you to have one personal item. Even the budget airlines like Spirit, they will allow you to have a personal item. And I wouldn't quote me on this. I think that the personal item size might be a little bit smaller when you're going overseas, but if you're traveling domestically, definitely check those bag sizes and see what you can take, because you can fit a lot in a personal item bag. So we're talking, most people immediately think laptop size bags, but sometimes you can get them that are a little bit bigger if you actually read the dimensions that are listed on the website for whoever it is that you're booking with, or whoever it is that I book you with. You can look and you can see what might be available to you as far as size options go. I love this. I got this for a recent trip. Love this thing. I very highly recommend it. And by the way, I'm not getting endorsed for any of these products, so I'm not making any money off this. I'm just giving you tips to kind of help you. So no one's paying me for this. This is like my honest to goodness, this is how I feel about these products. So I love this. You can look these up on Amazon. They have several different brands, so I'm not going to just give the specific brand to this. A lot of these you can look they can look them up. They're foldable. So what this is this is actually a carry-on size bag that folds up into this little bitty square that is super easy to store. And then you just kind of unzip it. And it unfolds into this great bag. Then you got this little pocket in the front. You can carry all sorts of stuff in there. So yeah, simple. This is the bag that I used as my personal item on my last flight. It was great. I didn't have any problems with it. A lot of them are made out of, it almost feels like parachute material, so pretty strong. This went a lot of places. I think the last trip I was on, we had 4 flights. We had a couple of train rides. We were on buses. It was insane, and this held up great. And this particular brand is, not sure how you pronounce it, Wandf, WANDF. So if you're looking for that, you can take a look and find some on maybe Amazon. There's the little brand marker there. It's probably backwards in my camera. So yes, highly recommend this bag or a bag similar to it. I have carried this size bag and gotten about 4 to 5 days worth of clothing just in this bag. And I pack a lot of clothing. I like to change. If you're going to go out, if you're only going to be gone for a few days, if, a number of reasons, weekend trips, whatever, this works great and I recommend it, especially if you're going somewhere quick and you don't need to take a whole lot of clothes with you. that's going to be another segment, actually, by the way. We're going to go over how you can save space in your suitcase so that you don't have to check a bag. So you're going to want to check that out when we do it. But yeah, it's great, works great. I highly recommend it. And that's pretty much it for today. I just want to give out some information, some websites that you can go to if you need any help with anything. We'll touch a little bit more on international trips later and some things that you can do also to save money, go over some packing essentials and some other things. So you're definitely going to want to stay tuned to the channel. It's not going to be boring, I promise. But yeah, so websites, travel.state.gov. This is a very important one, especially if you're thinking about traveling internationally. Gives you information on how and where to get your passport, the type of things that you're going to need, lists travel advisories, anything that you might need to know about where you're going, safety, all of that you can find on travel.state.gov. The one that was mentioned before is TSA.gov, 311 rule, everything that applies to packing what you can and what you cannot take. That's a great reference as well. And then here coming up, just a little bit about some of our upcoming segments, videos that we're going to be doing. We're going to be talking about packing, how to pack, how to save money, doing those things. And also, if you are on Facebook and you follow the page on Facebook, you will see that we had a little bit of a vote going on as to where I'm going to go. So I let my lovely travelers that follow me on Facebook pick where I am going to go next, and it looks like it's going to be Savannah. So there's one more day that you have to get your votes in. It's between Savannah, Georgia and Helen, Georgia. Both very unique, very great places. I've not spent a lot of time at either one of them, so this will be fun for me because I'm going to actually show you how you can travel or how we can plan a trip from start to finish. Some good places to go, give you some prices, give you some ideas of what you can do. I have a large family, guys. 4 kids. 4. So we're going to talk about how you can save money when you're traveling with a big family also. And why it's great for me to just help you do all that. You know, I'm here to help you out. I'm here to get the best deal for you. So I'm really easy to talk to. I'm not going to be pushy. That's not me. So if you would like to follow the Facebook page, it is facebook.com/you, the letter U, can, TRVL, travel, and the number 2. So that's our Facebook page. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter. We got all that stuff. There's more of that on the Facebook page. And we are also beginning a blog. So this actually started last weekend. Sundays are going to be blog days, I do believe. And we may be adding some posts here and there, you know, Facebook videos, YouTube videos, some blog posts. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on. So even if you're not sure where you want to go next, you can always follow and kind of learn some tips so that when you do decide that you want to go somewhere, definitely figure it out. You're going to be able to travel like a pro. So thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching the video. I appreciate